Imagine being told that your 2-year-old has autism. Imagine being told that the IQ of your 5-year-old is 0 and cannot be even measured properly. Now, imagine looking at your 21-year-old, the same child, playing the piano in front of audiences, Mozart, Beethoven, but not being able to function independently or communicate verbally. I want the world to know how much he has achieved and give him the voice that he lacks. No mother expects anything than a perfect miracle when her baby is born, and so did I. 2 years after my husband and I immigrated from Poland to the United States, my second child, Miłosz, was born in Clearwater, Florida. There were a few signs in his early development that differentiated him from my firstborn neurotypical son, Patrick. At first, he was a happy, easygoing baby. I didn't know why at the time, but his uniquely wired brain was constantly forging connections so different and unfamiliar that made him seem more distant with each passing day. In September 2005, we sought out Dr. Robinson Howie, a developmental pediatrician at Old Children's Hospital, to give us a son's diagnosis: moderate to severe autism. My world collapsed. I was crushed. I was afraid. Receiving my son's diagnosis was the most painful experience of my life, robbing me in a moment of my healthy child. My late friend Justina, a psychologist, helped me understand that I had the right to mourn that loss, and I did. I cried a lot. My mourning, however, transitioned very quickly. My son was alive after all, and I was determined to do something. It became my life's mission to give him the best quality of life he could get, no matter his medical condition. After he turned 7, in my search for a connection, I guided him to a small electric piano, and I helped him push the middle C key. And we went up and down, C, D, E, F, G, N, A, B. He seemed surprised that by pushing the little white keys, he was able to control the sound the piano produced. He was mesmerized from the beginning. As he would play the little exercises, I would comment on the sound, and a sort of dialogue formed, the beginning of a musical communication. And in those moments, I saw the tiniest glimmer in his eyes, and I heard the light. When he finished some of the exercises in his first book, we recorded a small recital at home. He was so focused and concentrated while playing his music, like a totally different child. By the time he turned 9, we had already tried a couple of music teachers. Sadly, they all treated him as a special needs student. Whatever he was able to do was fine with them. They didn't have high expectation, nor did they push him as they did with the neurotypical students. A friend told me about a teacher who was strict and demanding. So I felt I needed this type of a teacher for my son. I made an appointment without telling him that my son has an intellectual disability. I did, however, stay in the room to provide support. Unfortunately, after attending that first lesson, the teacher told me that he had never had a student on the autism spectrum and he wouldn't be able to teach my son. I implored him to give him just 3 lessons with my support, and then after those he would still believe that he cannot teach him, I would understand. Yes, I asked him to give my son a chance. If you are wondering what happened after those 3 lessons, this teacher, Mr. Fred, still teaches Miłosz today, 12 years later. Music continued to be the way to communicate during family celebrations and to help create inclusion during the difficult time of middle school. The first real success came when Miłosz was allowed to join the middle school jazz band. When it came time to transition to high school, We picked the Pinellas County Center for the Arts, PCCA, that gives high school because it has the piano major. This very advanced program requires auditions, and Miłosz auditioned with an exceptional student education assistant to support him. Although the judges at the audition saw that this prospective student were going to be different, they too gave him a chance. They gave my son a chance, and he was accepted as the first piano major student with autism in the program's 35-year history. He continued to participate in general education classes with his ESE assistants, guardian angels, who are also present during the various musical productions being behind the curtains. Although Miłosz's reading comprehension peaked at only the 4th grade level in his senior year, he graduated magna cum laude with the top 10% of his class with a standard high school diploma. This wouldn't be possible without his music, his assistants, his teachers, his village. Included in that village are other organizations who also heard the light and gave him a chance when they heard him play. In 2022, Miłosz received the title Inspirational from the Help Us Gather, or HUG, a nonprofit based in Florida whose mission is to improve the quality of life of persons with disabilities. And Park Center for Disability, another Florida nonprofit who opened its doors for Miłosz and invited him to play during various events. And there is also a special thanks to many Polish-American organizations who also invited him to play. As Mr. Inspirational, he performed at the Tampa International Airport in December 2022, where Mark Schoenfeld, an impresario and Broadway creator, heard him play. He too heard the light. Touched by the similarities by Miłosz's life story and that of a project he's working on, a musical, Music Boy, about the healing power of music and the mother-child bond that makes it possible, he inspired me to write my story, and I did. The book, with the foreword by Mr. Schoenfeld, is titled I Heard the Light, a mother's story of her son's journey through autism to self-expression. It fills in the many trials, tribulations, and inspiration of Miłosz's journey that my short talk cannot possibly cover. Now I would like Miłosz to introduce himself in the only way he can, with his music. Please welcome Miłosz Gassier. for those of you who face challenges in life, I have this advice. Seek out and boldly ask for help. Never give up. And never accept no as the first answer, because eventually someone is going to take a chance on you, on your child, on your loved one. If you don't face challenges in life, you'll be the one who gives someone a chance. If anything else, if nothing else, please share this message with anyone who needs to hear it. Hope and inspiration have guided me through the darkest moments of my life, given a life with meaning to my son, and it will do the same for you and yours. Thank you.